Welcome to the WBC RRI NET Podcast series. I'm Colette Schrodi from the European Science Foundation in France, and I will be talking about achieving gender equality in safe working and learning environments in the Western Balkans. We have recently celebrated the International Day for Women and Girls in Science and are heading towards the International Day for Women's Rights on the 8th of March. In the context of research organizations, ensuring safe, respectful, and inclusive environments is paramount to achieving gender-balanced and high-quality research. Yet, 5 years after the Me Too movement, universities and research organizations are slowly becoming aware that gender-based violence among their staff and students is a reality that they need to tackle, but for which they also bear a responsibility. This is true everywhere, including in the Western Balkans. But what exactly is gender-based violence? We're talking about violations and abuse, including, but not limited to, physical violence, psychological violence, economic and financial violence, sexual harassment, gender harassment, stalking, organizational violence and harassment, both in offline and online contexts. We may also wonder how common and widespread this is. A recent survey implemented by the UNICEF project, in which I've had the pleasure of working on, has measured the prevalence of gender-based violence among students and staff in 45 research organizations and universities in Europe. Its results, published in November 2022, show that this phenomenon is persistent all over Europe and is not limited to a few countries or institutions. Almost 2 in 3 respondents of the survey said they had experienced at least one form of gender-based violence since they had started working or studying at their institution. Women are more likely than men to have experienced most forms of gender-based violence. 31%, almost 1 in 3 students and staff, said they had experienced sexual harassment within their institution. And the consequences of gender-based violence on staff and students' work are serious. It goes from feeling dissatisfied with their job to being less productive in their work or simply leaving academia. Women are being driven out of research. We also asked respondents if they reported these incidents. It turned out that only 13% of them actually reported it, just over 1 in 10. Why? Respondents said that they were not sure whether this incident was serious enough to be disclosed, did not identify the behavior as an act of violence at the time. Others didn't know who to tell or didn't think anything would happen if it was told. This has to stop. Leaders and managers in research have a vital role to play. Those in positions of power need to take responsibility and lead the way to creating and maintaining safe and inclusive study, training and research environments built on respect, dignity and recognition. In November 2022, the Czech presidency of the Council of the European Union organized a conference entitled Ending Gender-Based Violence in Academia toward Gender Equal, Safe and Inclusive Research in Higher Education. This conference ended with a call for research organizations and funding organizations to end gender-based violence and to work towards a safe and respectful higher education and research for all. This call is open to all individuals and organizations at the following website, https:/gbv2022.eu. As organizations involved in implementing RRI in the Western Balkans, I invite you to endorse it personally and have a representative of your organization to endorse it as a concrete way of paving the road towards gender equality and women's rights. We invite you to follow WBC RRI.net YouTube channel for more similar content. Thank you.